it. So, you guys have a good dinner, okay? Anyway, it was 1987, March or April, and Randy here called me up one day and he says, I met this kid, lives over on Van Ness with his mom and his dad, and he plays drums. And I'm the guitar player, and Randy said, I'm going over to jam with him. And I said, well, why don't I go with you and we'll just take him over, because we always looking for new drummers and stuff. So we went over and played with him, and once we played with him, he started calling Randy like every week. Do you have a gig for me? Let me sit in. Let me come out and play. Let me do a gig. So we did. He did one, and then about Christmas time, 1987, my drummer had to call and quit. So it was my job to call and see if I could get Sean hooked up. Well, I called over, and his father had sadly just passed away. And I had to tell, I think it was Sharon, I think I said, I'm Big Al, and I'm in a band, and I need to talk to your brother Sean about playing with us for New Year's. And she goes, really? You probably don't remember that, do you? It might have been Kathleen, one of you. It was totally inappropriate, and I should have done it, but I had to. So we hooked him up, and he joined the band, and we went to Bass Lake at the Pines, and we played a New Year's Eve gig, which was a real cool gig. We got done with the gig, we went to this cabin where we all bunked up together, and we partied and did our thing, and at the end of the night, as soon as the lights went out, Sean said, by the way, I snore. And I mean, nobody slept the whole night. He was like a chainsaw. I bet Tony knows about that too. And we had a wonderful, wonderful relationship with Sean, and he was our brother. And it's a sad, sad thing, but we're all here having a good time, and I sure appreciate the family, including me in some of the deals over the years. I'm bad with names, so I'd get Sharon and Kathleen's husbands' names mixed up. And so we'd be at an event and Shaw would come up and say, that's Jim. Okay. And one time he jerked me around intentionally. He goes, that's Jim. Well, it wasn't, it was Doug. I said, yeah, that's not cool, man.
My name is Randy, and I'm the faithful renter of Sean's house that he has, and he's been there forever and ever. And he always had a place for, I always lived there at a time, and I lived there on and off. And it was always a great time and a lot of fun. Great guy, as you always know. And but it's been tough the last 6 months or so, and when his health was failing him, and it's all what comes down. And, I always say, you're happening till you ain't, and that's the truth. And that goes for everybody and everything, but he was a great guy all the time, all the way to the end. But, I'm glad that everybody came out here, because he's wandering around out here right now, man, with everybody, and seeing it. But, hey, he's in a better place and no more suffering, and that's what it's all about, man. I want y'all to give him a big round of applause, man, just for being around and being his friend and being a relative. And God bless you, Sean. We'll never forget you, man. We still got his drums over at the house if you want to come over and sit in and jam, so it's a good thing, man. Here you go, Richie.
I'm Rich Madrano. I was the singer for The Future, and Al said I have to say something nice. So I don't know about that, but a lot of things I can think of aren't really appropriate, but I just remember Sean sitting behind the drums, and I look back at him, he'd smash his cymbal so I couldn't hear a thing, and I know he'd love that.
Throwing a stick at you.
He threw sticks at me, he broke my keyboards with his drumsticks, he did lots of good stuff. But there's a lot of songs we hear on the classic rock stations that we played together, and my heart's just broken listening to those songs, and I'll never forget him. He's a great guy, a great drummer, a great friend. I was real blessed to know him.
Yeah, a favorite story of mine, he used to tell me stories about his dad who I never met. if you get a chance, talk to David. He knows one about a golf tournament we talked about today where Sean's dad kind of jerked the marshal around a little bit. Good stuff, real good stuff. And one time we were at Bass Lake. They had a house up there, and we would play up there at Bass Lake or Oakhurst. We'd stay there all weekend. One time Sean got up off the couch, which is where he stayed the whole weekend, and his hair was kind of standing up. There wasn't a whole lot of it. It was just kind of right here. So I told him, I said, "Hey man, your hairs are messed up." He laughed pretty hard about that. And I said, "And by the way, you smell tired." Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Have a good time. I'm like Richie, man. My heart's completely broken over this, but he's in a better place.